Hello, how are you? My name's Tony, welcome to Edinburgh. Today we are going to have a look and see how Edinburgh is preparing for the Edinburgh Fringe Festival 2024. And you can see behind me, it's well and truly on the way now. I'll take a little wander past some of the areas on my way to where I wanted to start the video, because this is already open. So it's kind of already ahead of us there, because there's certain festivals that start, but there's many festivals. In case you don't know about the Edinburgh Festival, it's huge. And there's lots of festivals. So the Book Festival, the Food Festival, the Jazz Festival, the Fringe Festival, the Comedy Festival, the Book Festival. There's so many. So this is already open with, usually it's open already with the Jazz Festival. I'm not sure if that's what's happening already yet, but I think that the Street Food Festival's already just finished, I think. But I thought we'd start here, have a look, and then we'll go have a wander, see what else there is. But it's looking big. So here we are at George Square. Now Assembly George Square has been going since 2011. That's when Assembly took over here, and you can definitely see things are looking festival-ish. Now all the posters are up for countless acts. Like truthfully, if you have an interest of some sort, there's going to be a show that you would enjoy. Live podcasts of subjects you enjoy, or Blues Brothers tributes, or a million different things. So if you've never been before, this is the best time to explore. Or if there's something you're like, hey, I've got no idea if I'd like that or not, it's always a great way to find out what's going on. But let's have a look at the venues that they have in this area here at Assembly George Square. So we'll start at the bottom end, around here at the corner here. These are 2 lecture halls for Edinburgh Uni. They usually become 2 venues, usually 1 and 2 I think they're normally called, but there don't seem to be signs up yet, so I can't tell if that's what there is. And that courtyard there usually becomes a drinking bar area as well. Inside the gardens there's usually Spiegel tents, which are probably set up already. Let's see if we can get a view from climbing up. It's not open this morning yet, but yeah, there we go. Look, if I can zoom in. There we go, there is one of the Spiegel tents right there. Through the trees, so it's difficult to see it all. I know we're not open yet, but I'm saying we as if it's my festival. And then if we head down here, the George Square Theatre, Lecture Theatre, usually becomes a venue as well for Assembly. And there you have it there, you see. So that Lecture Theatre there, which is a big theatre going in there, that becomes a venue as well. Now here's a little tip. One of the biggest mistakes people make is when they're wanting to see shows or they book things, they don't orientate themselves enough. So if you are seeing a show and you go, oh, it's at Assembly, that's not enough. That's not enough. This is Assembly George Square, which has Spiegel tent venues, studio venues, and a theatre venue. However, there's also Assembly on the Mound, there's Assembly Roxy, there's Assembly Hall on George Street. So you need to know which one. Assembly is purely the production company. The venue, yeah, the venue is probably a better way to put it. Assembly venues at George Square, Assembly venues on the Mound, Assembly venues at George Street and Roxy Hall. You have to know which one of these you're going to, and you have to know where they are, and you have to know how long it's going to get you, especially if you're having a fringe day of going bouncing about. So make sure you know. Obviously we can't go in there right now, but we get a rough idea. There's a food truck there that I was hoping was open, because I follow them on Instagram and I was hoping they were going to be open, but they're not. Anyway, let's go around here, because one half of George Square is Assembly. However, the other half is Underbelly. So you see here where it goes from a red to purple, that's the change, where it changes from Assembly's half to Underbelly's half. Now this really won't be open right now. We're gonna have a little peek probably in here. We won't get anywhere though. See, it's all, yeah, that's just the back, we can't get in there. And there's the Assembly side as well, so we can't get in there. But let's go round and we'll see if we can get any sort of peek. I can see up here, can you see the purple peeking through the trees there? That will be the main venue in there, probably the only venue in there. Oh no, they might have a smaller one as well. The main venue in there, which is essentially an upside down cow. Hence, Underbelly. So you can see on this side of the road they've actually cordoned it off right now so they can control the traffic, so they can get things in. It's not open yet, as you can see. In fact, it's just a building site right now, but in there will be a brilliant venue to go and hang out and watch shows as well. Unfortunately I can't show you stuff right now because there's nothing to see, but we can see they're getting ready, which is kind of the whole point. Okay, so that's a sort of look here. Look, there's a ticket office for assembly there as well. That's a sort of look at this side. Let's go up now and have a look at Bristol Square, where there's always lots going on as well. So here we are, and we'll have a look up that side in a second, where we can get a proper look at the Pleasance Dome and things. But right now, the building here, this usually becomes Gilded Balloon. Now, I wasn't sure if they were going to open, but I can see signs here for Gilded Balloon box office, but they're obviously doing some work on the building, so Gilded Balloon looks like it's going to be opening in the usual place. It just happens to have a lot of scaffolding around it as well, so not much to see because that's two different sets of work going on at the same time. But let's have a look at this now as well. There's two venues at this part we'll be able to have a look at, and it looks like the Pleasance Dome is doing something different and trying to get in a little bit on the game of every other venue in the area. And here we have Underbelly at Bristol Square getting set up here, which is going to be a nice wee outdoor garden area as well. So you've got two outdoor beer gardens down there. You've got an outdoor beer garden here, and the venues for here are all over the place. They're dotted around about. So there's a venue in there, that's a venue, there's a couple of venues down around the corner for Underbelly, whereas Gilded Balloon generally are all in that building. Here is Underbelly, and right here is the Underbelly box office as well, getting all set up. The funny thing that's going on round about is they're also university campus orientations right now, so that must be a little bit confusing for all of them, for Edinburgh Uni students coming and going, where is everything? So I'm not going to go down there, don't want to get in front of them and the building works, but down there and to the right as well there's also venues for Underbelly. Now if we turn to the left here, here's the Pleasance Dome. Now it looks like they are building a plaza gardening area out the front here as well, which I don't remember that happening before. Normally the Pleasance Dome is just in there, but they're adding a little bit outside here as well. So in this area here we have the Pleasance Dome, which has multiple venues in there, loads of venues in there for the Pleasance Dome, Underbelly, Assembly George Square and Underbelly George Square. So you could spend the whole day in this area seeing hundreds if not thousands of shows, your entire festival, and not go anywhere else. However, you shouldn't do that. The festival has very much moved strongly into this area over the past 10 years or so. And I think that my personal opinion, which I don't normally give, but my personal opinion, I think it's a bad thing. I think crowding it all here, I get it, the university is a great place to do it. It doesn't impact on the city as much if it's all in that area. However, other parts of the city are losing out, and even seeing other parts of the city are losing out because it's just there. However, there are other venues and other spaces, so let's go for a wander and we'll see what else there is. Here's a great example of what I was saying earlier, of know where your venue is. Even though you might know the name of it, know where it is, because look, here's Assembly right here in that venue there that's about to be set up. But if we look over there, there's George Square. So on the left hand side there you can see the yellow, that's the Pleasance Dome. That's the Underbelly right there, that's scaffolding right there, it's Gilded Balloon. And then behind that building is Assembly George Square, where we're just at. But Assembly is also here, so make sure you know which venue you're at, not just the name of the venue. They have multiple sites. Now the Pleasance Courtyard will be setting up as well. I'm not going to head down that way though. We won't see much apart from the boards outside, but we can bet your bottom dollar that will be well and truly setting up now as well. So let's head up to the Royal Mile, and then we'll start to go to the new town as well, to show you some sights at there as well. There won't be much on the Royal Mile, funnily enough. There'll be small independent venues, and independent venues are great. They pop up everywhere. Everything becomes an independent venue, and I can't show you any signage right now, but they will have numbers. They will have fringe numbers, official fringe posters, fringe numbers, which will be outside so that you can locate them a lot easier as well. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to show you that closer to the time, probably when the festival's on. Here's another example. It's a bit early to tell yet, but the world famous Frankenstein's pub right here. that becomes a venue as well. Now they've not got anything up right now. It's still a week and a half, 2 weeks away, so they're just advertising their pub stuff, but normally they are a venue as well, so we'll just have to wait closer to the time. And beside me, on the right hand side, this usually becomes a venue as well, independent venue, not Assembly or Pleasance or Gilded or Underbelly and all these big names, independent venues. So don't just go to the big ones. You'll be surprised what little things you find as you wander about. So here we are on the Royal Mile. I am not going to head up towards the castle, even though all the rostra is set up, all the seating is set up for the Edinburgh military tattoo, which you can see by the blue stuff up there. See those blue things up there? I'm not going to go up there because, oh excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. I'm not going to go up that way because that way chaos lies. You can see how busy up there. We won't see much. All we'll do is see is seating. I'll show you it from Princess Street so you can see how big it is, but we're not going to go up that way. But we will take a quick walk down the Royal Mile. Even though there's nothing here yet, you can see it's only the middle of July, latter end of July, and how busy it's getting already. And this will be nothing because the town has definitely recovered from COVID when it comes to the festival. In fact, I think the numbers are back to what they were pre-COVID now. However, there are already street performers here. You can see right now there is someone very majestically juggling fire right here, much to the detriment of the tours, which is the girl with the umbrella right there that are waiting to do the tours. That's a shame, but still, it looks very good. And there's only going to be more of that going on. So again, just to show you, although it is getting busier here on the Royal Mile, there's no actual festival stuff going on here yet. Nothing will really kick off here till the festival actually starts. So you're kind of safe right now, just having a wander up. It'll be busy, but not as busy as it will be during the Fringe. There we go, as we start to enter the new town here, going up Waverley Bridge, you can see over here, the billboards have started to arrive on all the railings. And then round here as well, around the posters, around the lamp posts as well, you can see telltale signs that Fringe is on its way. Whilst we're talking about shows as well, just in case you didn't know, on October 19th I am hosting my very first ever Scottish Memories live. Now if you didn't know, Scottish Memories is the podcast I do where I interview Scottish personalities about sharing memories about growing up in Edinburgh and Scotland, and it's just a little bit of fun banter. And I'm putting on my first live one, and it's going to be right here at Johnny Walker Princess Street in their venue space, which I think is on that floor right there, the 4th floor. I would love if you could come along if you're going to be in town on October 19th. My guests are the brilliant Grant Stott and Jordan Young. Tickets are on sale at Eventbrite. They're $17.50 each plus transaction fees. There's a link in the description. I'd love if you could come along because I'm really nervous, so friendly faces would be good. Now, funnily enough, Princess Street, I don't have much luck with buses whenever I film in town, do I? I really don't. Funnily enough, Princess Street doesn't actually have a massive amount on during the Fringe. A few years ago they brought the big wheel back for a while during the Fringe, but they haven't done that since pre-COVID, I don't think. But you can see there's definitely plenty of posters advertising shows, but not much going on. Let's go up to St Andrew's Square, see if there's anything there. Nothing at St Andrew's Square right now, nothing being set up. Doesn't mean there won't be anything, but right now there isn't anything. So we'll head along George Street, see what we can see there. Just while we're here on George Street as well, I just want to point out what I was showing you earlier as well. Now if we look down Hanover Street here, and we look, that's the mound that goes up there, and you can see here, there's Assembly with another venue there. They're getting set up now as well, so always remember, always make sure you know which venue you're at. And Assembly rooms here looks like it's only just getting started set up. They've not, at least from the outside, I don't see anything. Now, the reason I wanted to come here is because they sometimes take over the street here and set up a beer garden with a Spiegel tent as well as another venue, but as you can see, it's definitely not getting set up as a venue right now. We'll have to maybe nip back closer at the time or when the festival starts to see if they have actually done anything. And then right here on Frederick Street we get a great view of what I was telling you about all the seating that's been set up on the Esplanade for the tattoo. We can just see the corner of the castle right there, and I mean just that little bit poking out right there, that's the castle. But we can see on the esplanade all the seating is ready for the military tattoo as well. Here's just another example of what I was saying, that there's many different types of fairs. I'm right at the end of Princes Street right now, and here is the West End Arts and Craft Fair, which is in there as well. So there's lots of different things. I can guarantee there'll be something for you to enjoy if you just take a wander. And please don't just stay in the George Square, Bristol Square area. Make sure you enjoy the whole of Edinburgh and the festival. Here's a better idea of what's going on at that craft fair there. We can see hundreds of makers, artists and designers, all with their own stalls, free entry, and you can go and see all these stalls. You can see there's many different things going on here in Edinburgh during festival time. So there you go. Hope you've enjoyed that. First we look at Edinburgh preparing for the festival. If you have, as always, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And again, if you fancy, tickets are available for Scottish Memories Live, October 19th at Johnny Walker Princes Street with my guests Grant Stott and Jordan Young, hosted by me. Tickets are available at Eventbrite, link in the description. But till then, bye humans.